In 1815, a 12-year-old boy named James Brooke sailed from the heat and color of India back to a land he barely knew, England. He entered a land of green fields and gray skies, a nation still rooted in the soil, where horses pulled plows and the seasons ruled. But for many, life was hard. The poor lived on the edge, a thin cow, a damp cottage, a child with empty eyes. Travel was slow, by stagecoach, by canal barge, or on foot. The roads were muddy, the journeys long, the world still small. Markets bustled with trade, cloth, grain, livestock, news from the war. Ports swelled with ships, naval warships ready for battle, commercial vessels laden with tea from China and sugar from the Caribbean, and troop transports carrying soldiers, administrators, and boys like James from the colonies. In the north, a new world was being born, of steam and smoke, of iron and coal, of children working 16 hours a day. This was the year the world changed. On 18th of June, the Duke of Wellington defeated Napoleon at the Battle of Waterloo. But for young James, the greatest change was far more personal. Victory came at a terrible price. The wounded filled makeshift hospitals. Thousands died of their wounds. The Duke of Wellington watched it all, calm, grim, exhausted.
Nothing except a battle lost is half so melancholy as a battle won.
But in London, the news sparked joy. Bonfires burned, bells rang, and strangers embraced in the streets. The long war was over. And in a quiet drawing room in Rajah, an elderly woman, Ruth Brooke, waited for news of the victory and for the grandson she had never met. Ruth Brooke, born Ruth Casson Pattel in 1740. She was the daughter of Captain Thomas Pattel, an East India mariner who commanded his own ship, the Speak. The sea was in her blood. In 1760, she married Robert Brooke, a man of the sea like her father. The wedding announcement praised her as an agreeable young lady of a most admirable character, with a very good fortune. But she had become a widow at just 34 when her husband passed away.
Dreams.
For over 40 years, she had lived quietly in Rajah, connected to the old East India Company families. Now she would become the anchor for her adventurous grandson. Her house in Rajah was quiet, but she kept his name on the wall. After weeks at sea, James finally reached England. A carriage was waiting, sent by his grandmother. A driver took his things. The boy climbed inside. The door closed. The world outside grew small. He traveled across the green English countryside toward the small town of Rajah in Surrey. There, waiting for him, was his paternal grandmother, Ruth Brooke. Coming from the noisy, vibrant world of Benares, James suddenly found himself in the quiet, orderly life of a Regency English household.
This way, young sir. Your grandmother is waiting in the library.
And then he stood in her doorway. They ate together that evening, a quiet meal. Ruth asked little. James said less. But the silence was not empty.
Your great-grandfather commanded her. The Speak.
He found the globe in the corner, spun it with his finger. India was there, a small patch of pink. England was there, a smaller island. He had crossed an ocean between them.
Grandmama, one day I will sail the world.
His room was small but warm. A bed, a desk, a single candle. His mother gave him a letter. He read it many times. Down the hall, Ruth knelt by her bed. Not in prayer, but in quiet gratitude. "He is here," she whispered. "After all these years, he is here." And in his room, James slept, exhausted, finally safe. On the nightstand, next to the candle, the wooden ship from his childhood. He had carried it across the sea. He would never put it away. The day finally came for James to leave for Norwich School. James prepared himself, buttoning his coat, tying his cravat, straightening his collar. Ruth, with a heavy heart, did the final touch-up, smoothing his lapel, adjusting his collar, ensuring her grandson would look his best when he met his headmaster.
You are a Brooke. I will be here when you return.
I love you, Grandmama.
The yellow bounder is here, madam!
Finally, he is on a hired chaise, a yellow bounder, off to Norwich School, 130 miles away. In the quiet home of his grandmother, a future white Rajah was slowly taking shape. Shaped by two very different worlds. The East, where he was born, and this green, disciplined England that would never quite feel like home. Yellow bounder fades. The sky holds high. A boy on the road. A tear in the eye. Ruth waits at the window. The house is still. Subscribe for episode 3, if you will.